Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. I am just focused off camera right now so that we don't have two of me screaming through the mic. I need to mute the stream in the background. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, depending on where you are and where you're listening to this. Today, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Paizo's super cool science fantasy role-playing game, Starfinder, playing through against the Aeon Throne Adventure Path. And with me this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on where they are the stars of the Against the Aeon Throne campaign. I'll go from left to right, the order I've got you guys on the screen. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? So first up is Mo, or Morris.
Hi, I'm Morris from the UK. I'm playing tonight JT Cat, or Cat, who is a drow operative, which is a sort of like a thief character in sort of traditional Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a bit more than that, as they tend to be quite technical and quite skilled.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and next up is a new face. We've had an addition to the cast. We lost a cast member last time. We've added a new one. It's James.
Hi, I'm James. I'm playing Kisvana, a mechanic and ace pilot extraordinaire.
Nice. Next up is Ingolf.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ingolf. I'm playing Wodan, the now battle-proven warrior of the West Grace. And yeah, I'm the captain of the ship, I suppose.
By default. Next up is Thomas.
Hello, I'm Thomas. I'm playing Zakros, a human priest of Pharasma, Lady of Graves. I'm a human mystic, and I hope I can keep the group alive. And sometimes Zakros forgets to put his pants on.
Yes.
All right.
Keen viewers may note that Zakros has thankfully added to his equipment a light bulk item called professional pants. The last but not least is a regular fixture on the stream, Brent.
Hey, I am playing Tom. He is a android technomancer with xenoarchaeologist background. He's, I guess, kind of like a morally flexible Indiana Jones.
He's Belloc. You can just call him Belloc.
That's
why you took that one point in linguist or culture so you can get Jovitos, right? Okay. So last session, guys, was pretty eventful. We not only inaugurated ourselves as players into the intricacies and excitement of starship combat, we also scratched the paint on the Liberator 2. Who wants to do a quick summary of what happened last session? Not James, I guess.
Lots of fighting in the...
Whoever does gets a Nova point.
Lots of fighting just as we enter the system. Fought off 2 drones, or I guess remote piloted ships or drones. I can't remember if we discerned that. And I think we deduced that they were Aslanti, and there's now unfriendly base with big guns on the planet's surface, so we have to park the ship a fair distance and walk in so we don't get blown up.
Correct. So this is, as a refresher, these were the 2 ships that seemed to be in orbit, and they seemed particularly hostile. They were quite maneuverable, and they seemed to have... it was a heck of a time trying to shake them loose and be able to actually destroy the darn things. So one thing that we did fuck up last time, and I went back and reread the rules and the errata for this. You get to use your full piloting for initiative. So JT, when you roll your initiative check, it's not just the ranks in it; it's your full piloting check. So I think
that probably explains why we had such a time.
Yeah, well, you guys kept losing and losing. Because after the session, I was like, I think let's just make sure we were doing this right. So James, when I haven't set up the what do you call it, the Liberator 2 to have you as the pilot yet, but I'll do that between now and whenever the next Starship combat it happens, which is right now. No, we'll get that set up.
I would love for there to be ship combat today, seeing as how I'm the pilot.
One thing. No, so what we'll do is we'll remember that when you are doing gunnery, that's when you only use your ranks plus your dex, or you use your base attack bonus plus your dex, so that you're getting the best benefit out of that. But apart from gunnery, you do get to use your full skill bonuses for everything else that you do on a starship. So you guys, that was a little unexpected. The other thing you may remember is that you guys had scanned the planet, and there was like a 200-mile basically dead zone of static. So you couldn't reach anyone on planet. You couldn't couldn't pick up any transmissions. But you did scan you did get a scan of the planet though. While you weren't able to communicate with it, and that's where you identified that really large. Let me. I've got some handouts this time. So this is the. Where is it? I have too many maps in this game. My goodness. Oh, this is the problem. I didn't rename my maps. Okay, so this is the that's the map of Madelon's Landing. Now that's what you would expect Madelon's Landing to look like. This is the primary colony on Necondus. And as a refresher, here's what the orbital encounter over Necondus looks like. I really should have just opened with this. Like, if you want a summary of last session, there you go. That's basically what happened. Then this is what Necondus looks like. Oh, I didn't share this with you guys last time. I love this illustration. So what you guys had determined last time was that Necondus is a planet that's got regular or normal atmosphere. So it's probably one of the reasons why it was selected as a colony. However, there is an unusual electromagnetic feature here, or not manifestation. What's the word I'm looking for here? I cannot think of the word. Event, and it's not an event.
An instance.
An instance, that's not the word either. Feature, I don't know. Phenomenon, that's the word I'm looking for. There is a unique phenomenon here where this heavy, thick fog. I love that I've got two German language speakers primarily, and they're offering better suggestions than what I have. Oh my God, Bush League DM for sure. So there's these thick fogs that hang around the surface of Necondus. It's mostly arboreal. There's all these thick coniferous forests that cover the area. But in addition, there's these thick fogs that seem to maintain a thick electric charge on them. So, and much of the local flora and fauna seems to have evolved in response to that. So there are things that are either incredibly resistant to electricity, or they are they've got some way of manipulating that with their physiology. As a result of that, let me show you the map of the overall region too, because I think this is a really cool looking map. So this is the wider picture of the Necondus colony. And I'll take a moment. I really love the quality of illustrations that you get in Paizo products. So I'm happy to drink this in for a moment. But here's the reason you see those mountains in there, guys, is because the lightning fog seems to sort of accumulate in particularly thick and incredibly dangerous numbers or quantities at lower elevations. So as such, they've built a lot of the main colony itself, and then some of the mines and the labs and so forth in different places. Let me ping a couple. Actually, I can probably mark a couple things on here for you to show you where things are. So let me just get to the drawing thing. Freehand. Boom. I'll do it in red. So the actual Madelon's Landing itself is right about here, guys. Oop. I thought I was drawing a square. I am not. I'm drawing, I don't know what. There we go. Mm-hmm. So I had a cousin who works in special effects, and he describes trying to do drawing with a mouse, akin to like taping a pencil to the end of a hockey stick. And it's an apt descriptor. So that's Madelon's Landing there in red. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll put the mines here in what's another easy number or color that'll stand out. Here we go, vibrant blue. So there are some mining operations here. Oops. You know what? Let me get. I'm going to go to not do freehand. I'll draw a shape instead. Yeah. Okay. So the first mine is right here. Oh, I just. Right. Boom. There we go. Okay. So mine number 1 is right here. Mine number 2, right here. Mine number 3, right here. And mine number 4, right here. And mine number 5, right, the peak there. So there are also some, what do you call them? Botany science installations as well, studying the unusual fauna that has grown in this exotic environment. Those are the little brown tabs there. One there and one there. And I believe that's all of the places. Yeah. So what, oh, you know what? Actually, I screwed one thing up. This up here is a botany lab, not a mine. I know that's, I've just completely screwed up your plans. I know you guys had it contingent on the mountainous mine. Now it's a botany lab. And those plans are to pot, but you got to roll with the punches. Okay, so this is the Nacondas colony. Now the scale up here that is missing, that is 5 miles. So each of those little ticks is a mile to give you a sense of how far away everything is. So Madelon's Landing, which I guess I can actually type in here. Hold on. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, come on. There, make it a little bigger for you. There we go. Okay, so there's Madelon's Landing. Now, 200 miles out is obviously more than this entire region here, but that's where you were going to be meeting up with your old friend Sedona. And Sedona, James, I don't think you've seen this. This is what Sedona looks like. She was a mysterious android who had hired the crew to do a number of different tasks. And then after a final task to a fiery world called Keldus 4, she retired, but she set the crew up with a ongoing job working for Abadar Corp, a massive system corporation / church that worships the god of commerce. So, guys, what are you thinking? Like, this is a bit of a surprise that you certainly didn't expect to see the Aslanti, Aslanti forces here. What's going through your characters' minds here?
I was thinking we ought to maybe park it at the... Is North up on this map?
Yes.
The southernmost botanical station.
Okay.
That one, and then see if we can find out what's happened there, and then walk in maybe from there, because that's about 6-7 miles.
Okay.
I mean, obviously coming in from the south, so we try and avoid flying over the top of those big guns.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys make of that? Yeah, that was the other thing, I guess, that I didn't mention is that one of the things you detected in the middle of Madelon's Landing, the actual camp itself, was this big open area in the center is now occupied by a tall, angular structure, the top of which has a pair of very impressive laser cannons or heavy laser cannons that would have caused a great deal of problems for the Liberator 2. So, what do you guys think?
Is there some? Is that brown water as well? I've seen the blue stuff near the top of the map that looks like blue water, and I'm guessing the other stuff that's kind of brownish is either roads or water.
It's more of like kind of a boggy, swampy kind of area.
Okay.
Mud, I mean, basically.
All right. So nice, fun terrain too.
You know as well that the on these different planets too, an untamed place like Madelon's Landing, you're going to want to take care for both the fauna and, unfortunately, likely the flora.
Can I make a life sciences check to sort of have an idea of what we're getting ourselves into?
I don't think so, only because you guys already rolled for culture, and that would tell you about this particular planet. So unless you're talking about in the abstract, in which case it would just be the worlds of Starfinder are so full of a diverse, widely diverse race. It wouldn't be a meaningful, guess of what might be down there.
Okay.
That said, though, Brent, one thing you could do is as you're getting exposed to more things down there, you may be able to figure out what what stuff is down there. I guess the other added problem is that you have not been able to access that original infosphere dump, right? Like the thing that normally when you jump into a system, you get that to get some basic information about the world.
Right.
I guess the other concern is, go ahead.
I think Vuldan is still puzzled why all the mines are on the line.
By all the mines?
Yes, all the mines, they are on a perfect line. That has to mean something.
Oh. Drawing on my vast technical expertise from one successful combat. Two, I suppose. You did defeat those, what are they called?
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Thermotrods. Okay, so what are you guys thinking here? JT suggesting the landing at one of the botany outposts and then making your way in. Looks like about maybe 10 miles off, or between 7 and 10 miles off.
I think we take the head directly north towards that nearest mine, because the botany lab is just beyond it. We could check out the mine along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. And then if there's a computer link or if it's wired, maybe we can get into their system and figure out what's going on.
Well, I mean, if there's I think you don't need to make a roll for this, but if there's a communications thing, it's a link to the computer is not going to help you. The infosphere would be inaccessible. So what are you guys doing then? You talked about your options. What are we actually doing?
So the idea is we're going to go to the northernmost mine. Oh, no.
The mine, really, or not?
Where's Sedona supposed to be?
In Madelon's Landing.
In Madelon's Landing.
That's where she's supposed to be.
Have you guys searched have we searched the landing completely?
No, we just came in from orbit.
Yeah, what's happened so far is that you guys ran an active scan of the Madelon's Landing, which revealed about, I think it was 300 life signs, some human, some alien, and it revealed that giant structure, in addition to the kind of prefab units that are typical for the kinds of Abadar core colonies that you guys have traveled over the course of your career as a courier for Abadar core. There's now this other structure that I think Zakros actually recognized as being distinctly Atlantean.
And now the whole landing is abandoned or vacated of life.
No, they're there. Just don't know whether.
Okay. So yeah, if nobody can decide, I say we will start with the brown thing in the north, the one to the right.
The furthest in the north here?
Yes, yeah, because
Okay. That is a bold choice, Voldan. And,
yes.
one I hope you do not come to regret. So you guys will make your. Let's see here. It will take you.
Wait a sec. Sorry, that's on the other side of the mountains. That means if we're coming in, we'll have to get to the Madeline's Landing. We'll have to cross that mountain range on foot.
Yeah.
Well, we could always
I don't
fly
know.
around to the south and then walk in from a bit nearer.
What if we did the one to the south? There's a mine to the south which doesn't, as much as
That's
you
it,
know,
yeah.
like taking the scenic route and climbing a mountain sounds fun. To Tom, he'd rather not climb a mountain.
Who has? Does anyone have training in or ranks in survival?
Yeah,
I mean, everyone can roll for whatever they want in this. I'm just curious who
Yeah.
might have the most experience outdoors.
No, for Tom.
Go for
Not
Tom.
good ship rat.
I have one. Yeah. So.
Okay, so Voldan, Tom might have a point there. Like, just tactically speaking, getting over that mountain is going to be like, the progress you'd make would be at best maybe a quarter of what you would otherwise. And at worst, if you run into problems of actually finding a pass to get over, it might be even longer.
I don't
It
care.
would be quicker to walk around the tip.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
don't we?
Speaking from
Just
There's a-
decide. My head aches.
Okay, well, let's go for the one to the south, and we don't have to cross a mountain. Just mud.
Yeah.
I don't know where you want to go. Just go.
Yeah, like that.
yeah, that one on the south.
So, like all good crews with a reluctant commander, they take his order, completely ignore it, and do something different, and just assume he won't know. All right, so you guys, give me. So let's see here. The pilot is James. So James, give me Kesvatha. Kesvatha, give me a. Let's see here. 1d4, please. No, 1d2. That's from orbit to landing.
I'm going to sit in one of the gun turrets as we're coming in, just in case.
Arlen, one of someone in chat who's one of our regular players in a couple other games, he put down taping a pencil to the end of a hockey stick might be the most Canadian thing I've ever heard you say. That's quite possible. Okay. There we go. Third time lucky. So it'll take you 2 hours so that's a D4. So divided by 2 is a 1. So it'll take you an hour to get down. Is there anything you guys want to do during that hour? Apart from Zakros putting on pants, I guess.
Yeah. And shoes.
Putting on,
I'm gonna put my armor on.
clothes.
Okay. So you guys are all getting geared up. I'll leave it to you to track your encumbrance and whatnot. James, I have not had a chance to get that bonus working for you yet, but I can probably do that in whenever we need to make that roll.
I think I've got it to work, so.
Oh, great. Okay. Outstanding. So, I think you guys don't know the names of anything here. That is a shame because there's some pretty cool names of stuff here. So you're heading down to the first botany camp. So again, let's refresh our memory what the let's see here, what the planet looks like as you guys are going in. So the sun, I think, is hanging a little lower in the sky because of the different elements in the atmosphere of Nacondas. It's got this cool kind of yellowish tinge to the sky. And what I'm going to get you to do, because the one that you have actually chosen turns out to be a pretty fucking overgrown area. Like, there's a reason there's a botany station here. So why don't you give me?
Where did you land exactly? I'm still unsure.
Well, the thing is, there's not really a landing, so it's trying to find a point where you can actually, like a clearing where you can kind of land. And
yeah, but not even Vuldan. So I'm, as a player, I'm confused. I still have no idea where we're actually going.
My understanding is you guys are going down here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So the brown.
I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
saw that point. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay.
About 4 o'clock.
That's why you're like, we are going to the southmost one. What are you guys talking about?
Could we actually use the scanners to try and find a break in the?
Yeah,
In the
why don't you
tree
guys
cover?
do this? Give me a computers check, please. So, Brent, you're the science officer. Why don't you, Tom, give me a computers check, and you can take advantage of the computer bonus because no one else is going to be using it right now. Oh, Kesvatha may, I guess. Nice.
Well, we get 2 of them, so that knock it up to 20.
Nice. Okay. So what you're going to you managed to actually find one kind of area. It's going to definitely be a bit of a tight, squeeze to get it in there. I don't anticipate there's going to be any problems, but let's see how the dice say. James, would you kindly give me a piloting check or Kisvatha? Give me a piloting check. You get +1 from the computers. Look at that. Like a pro. Okay, so you get yourself, get the Liberator 2. Let's take a look at that again. Boom. So Liberator 2 comes swooping in over the thick canopy of trees, and all the trees sort of, kind of move back and forth, and we can see little flashes of static electricity on the edges of the trees as you guys go in, and the thing, Liberator 2, lands down. It's kind of getting, one side is getting brushed a little bit by the trees on its way to the surface. It makes the ship would be a lot heavier and more sturdy than the trees, so you're easily able to and land it down on the surface. Okay, so, oops, wrong thing. Guys, what are you going to do? I'm going to say, let's see here. Give me a D4 roll, James. Since you have that D4 out, I'm going to see how close you were able to get to the that 3. Okay, so you are 3/4 of a mile away from the botany camp, and you're gonna. I'm assuming you guys have loaded up either onto Brent. What's your AI called again, or Tom's AI?
Alice.
Alice. So you've loaded into Alice where the where the camp is in relation, because you know that you're not gonna be able to access GPS or anything like that. And Voldan does have some training in survival, but why not make use of some aids if you can. All right, so describe for me. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to. Yeah, let me see if will this work. Give me 1 second to move something here. Boom. All right. Okay, object and token 10. There you go. So we're doing some last minute cast replacements here in terms of the tokens. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to ask you to, first I'll bring you over to this map here. I'll zoom in a little bit here.
That's me.
Yeah. Now, what I'd like you guys to do is, assuming the right is the front and the left is the rear, go ahead and position yourselves in your marching order. Tell me how you guys are planning on going through this. And then we're going to talk about how you're planning on getting there. Oh, Voldan, you can recover your stamina points too. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going to use junk armor as we exit the ship.
Cool. So, Brent, give us what. I'm actually going to click on it, and so we all see what it does, and then give us a quick description of what it is. Very cool.
So, junk armor takes a bunch of scrap metal or odd bits of electronics and forms it into a suit of armor. What I think Tom does is to make sure it's always available, he's got some junk in a backpack, and then it just sort of forms over him and sort of looks like maybe odd scale mail or something like that, with just formed out of random chunks of stuff.
Okay. Okay, so we got
Esfana has suited up into her ceremonial plate armor.
Okay. So yeah, Kesvana looks like she's off to like a military parade. Everyone else looks a little less conspicuous.
It's all she could find on her scavenger hunts.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I mean, she never served. So what do you think? What military or what organization do the indications reflect? No idea, or does she know?
She hasn't a clue.
Oh, okay. I'll introduce. I'll make the decision as to what that is when it's going to be most inconvenient. Okay, cool. So, and JT, you're off to the side there.
Yeah.
So, the way I've got is you guys walking 3 abreast through the thicket. That's going to slow you down only because I imagine that you're going to want one person to sort of forge a trail and have other people follow behind.
Yeah.
Like in this is
go here. So.
okay. Because this is kind of.
Did anyone buy a machete or something?
Yeah, does anyone?
I think we got some survival knives off that gang.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is
Talking of that, we actually got 3 auto pistols, 80 rounds, and hang on, let me get my notes up.
So I'm assuming, guys, I'm going to assume that you're walking single file through here only because if anyone has gone hiking, or bushwhacking in particular, it's really tough to walk in, virgin woods without,
Go get back in line.
Yeah. JT, come on. All right,
I'm
so we
actually
got
carrying the spare ammo we nicked, and on one of the guns we nicked off one of the hoods
Okay.
in case we need a spare weapon.
Cool.
Right.
I'll take one of the survival knives and in case I need to hack.
We
one.
also had a tactical baton and some cestises, I think. That's the spike glove things.
Oh yeah, those might be useful.
I took one of the semi-auto pistols.
All right. Okay.
Right, and nine rounds. That's actually what the pistol takes.
So, but JT, do tell me one thing. So you told me I legally own the ship. Why don't I legally own a car as well? I mean, why couldn't we drive?
I picture there have been a very long conversation about that hover truck back on Keldus 4.
Yeah,
We can fit this in the hull.
yeah.
No.
Why did we bring it,
Captain.
Well, that was one of the reasons I wanted to land at one of the mining bases in case there was like the equivalent of a Land Rover or a Toyota pickup.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that Cat actually wants to have his own technical, but yeah, I mean, if there was like a Land Rover or something equivalent, could we fit it in one of the holds? I mean,
we're going to take a look
we're just
at
borrowing it for the time being.
It's worth saying vehicle combat in this is and vehicle use is pretty easy. Like it's if you're familiar with the vehicle rules from Pathfinder, they're a lot more streamlined and a lot more cinematic. And chase rules in particular look like they're going to be a lot of fun. So I would anticipate that there's going to be chases in your future. It's shit that I think looks fun usually shows up in session. Okay, so then that is our order. So setting out, it's going to take you about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to traverse this terrain. The ambient sounds that you've been inundated with since we logged on here is what your characters are hearing. And for those listening at home, I apologize. You're not able to hear these, but it is the sound of birds and animals and, wind going through trees. And interspersed with that as well, there is the odd bit of kind of like crackling and popping. What you guys, the sound of kind of like electricity playing across stuff. As you guys are walking along, you can see that you're passing collected pools of water, and there are little clouds of insects that are kind of buzzing above them, and you'll see little pops of static electricity going around for this. I don't think Voldan has to worry about it whatsoever. Neither does actually Tom. You know what? I think because you're an android, you're probably able to recognize that there's there is a bit of an ambient charge here. Probably given that some of your components are particularly mechanical. I know you're a biological mechanical organism, but there is a different charge in the air here. And I think your junk.
I mean, make me feel like uncomfortable, kind of, and on edge.
Yeah, it's just a like I'm trying to think. It was uncomfortable. Maybe it's like being in a too humid environment almost. The ambient temperature here too is a little on the cooler side. So it's probably about, I think maybe about 12 degrees Celsius ish. And yeah, so anyway, you're making your way along, and if this region is indicative of what you can expect making your way to Madelon's Landing, it is going to be a long fucking day because it is incredibly fucking thick. The foliage here it's not just massive trees sweeping up, and there are those, but the trees seem to almost interlock at some points. You know, like where the massive writhing roots will grow onto each other and around, and other thick vine-like flora will grow around on it too. So how are you guys making your way through this stuff? I know someone said they got a survival knife. Voldan, you're up front. Are you just using your claws to kind of hack through this shit, or?
Yes, my claws, and if the claws don't help, I have an assault hammer. So
Assault. Does that work off of charges?
no.
Okay, good. So
I wonder if there's anything that we could have brought from the starship that, like, from mechanical, that would help us if we had to, in a pinch, cut through foliage.
Unless it's on your character sheet, no. So no. Or unless you were intending on like dismantling the engines.
The ship.
Well, I thought, like just mechanical tools or something might have been kicking around. But.
Yeah. So it is actually then it's probably closer to an hour until you really reach this point, and you can picture that the land is going up and down as you're winding your way along here too. You finally get, if you have in your mind some of the thickest reaches of like Endor in Return of the Jedi, you're in the right mindset. Just pepper that with a lot more mist, a lot more diffused light, and the ambient sort of charge that hangs in the atmosphere of Nacondas. So it's after about an hour when Voldan, you finally sort of make your way down the last kind of stretch of or the most recent sort of giant twisting vine thing that you've climbed up and over, and you're looking down, and you can see that there is a bit of a clearing here, and this appears to be kind of a region where the foliage has actually been cleared out, and you can see that there is a small shack that's set up here, and it's about half the size of like a shipping container, and there is some it looks like a scientific base, because there's like apparatus on the top of the like sensor apparatus on the top of the structure. There is that small bland rectangular looking place. There's some steps leading up to it, and then there is a sign with that's just like a piece of wood that has been affixed like as a gate over it, and it says in common, Herb Garden.
Oh,
All right.
we
I
found
would
the
suggest we
garden.
wait a bit out of the edge, and I have a look with the binoculars before we go and knock on the door.
All right. Why don't you give me? Okay, what's your perception check or bonus?
Also, what's the light level like?
Light level is it's not dim. It'll be
Not going to cause me a
light.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, not bright. No. I guess you're quite thankful for the trees. Okay, JT, what is your? I'll make the check here for you. Just what is your perception bonus? Oh, yeah. It's for,
is
let's see here.
7.
+5. It looks like. Oh, +7. Okay.
I don't think the character sheet's got all the operatives bonuses.
This one, it's giving you +3, +3, +1, +1. So 1 for your rank, 1 for it being trained, +3 for your. What's your wisdom?
0.
0.
Yeah,
Okay,
+3 plus.
so no modifier for that. So then there's a +3 from something, and then there's a +1 from. Oh,
You should have the operative's edge +1.
that looks like it might be the last thing. I don't know.
Oh, Miss Maud. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Okay.
I've got.
Okay, so you look through your binoculars. Do you stop Volden from walking forward? Because otherwise, I'm assuming he's going
Yeah,
to.
I'll put a hand on a shoulder. Hang on a second. Let's
Okay.
check this out
So you
first.
stop and you look through. Anyone else is free to do the same too. You're seeing JT look. Yeah, there is. There doesn't appear to be anyone inside that structure.
Okay.
The door is closed. There are a couple windows on there that have like grating over them. But yeah, what are you guys going to do?
I get my weapons out. You never know. I've seen shit.
Well, also I think the vast majority of you guys either grew up inside a cavernous kind of asteroid type place, or inside a ship, or inside a station. So this has got to be pretty unnerving for you guys.
Yeah, but a
It's a little tricky.
Yeah, I mean, all these trees that aren't glowing and aren't mushrooms.
You know what? I actually did roll. Yeah, I did roll pretty well for you, JT. So one thing you pick up is you're looking at the sensors and whatnot. They all seem to be powered down.
Interesting.
Like you're looking, there's no lights on. There's no, anything inside here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's no dish that's sort of tracking or anything like that.
Exactly.
Well, maybe they got captured by whoever's taken over Madelon's Landing.
There's no other sign of violence right now. The door wasn't broken in. The windows aren't broken. What do you guys want to do? What do you make of this?
Well, it might be one of these things that's normally run unattended. And people come around every month or so just to check it and top up the batteries. And
yeah, I don't think you guys need to make any rolls like that's. It would be weird to have an outpost without sensors running. I think maybe and I'll even say too, do you guys have access to any kind of scanner beyond just your binoculars? Excuse me.
Well, we have my engineering toolkit, the comm unit, and we've got the mechanic would have their.
I think Tom's drone would work, or Tom?
He's not a drone using mechanic, unfortunately.
Oh
no, I don't have.
Quite useful.
Yeah. It's got an AI.
Oh! I never realized.
Right, I think we've got.
Sorry.
Do we
have a
see
look
the
at it.
garden?
Anyone want to volunteer?
Do you guys know? This is for those of you who got more experience with Starfinder. Are there scanners, like handheld scanners, like Star Trek style in the game, or is it something bigger and more cumbersome that you'd have to use to scan?
I think there is in the armory. There's like the chemical scanner that you can use to.
Okay.
Scan
so it's
chemicals
closer.
And stuff, but
yeah, I'm trying to picture in my mind
what
what the tech level would be like for that. So it's not like you're popping out a tricorder and zip 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 and you get a bunch of information. It's closer to like what you have in Shadowrun, where it's specific task related devices, not a general purpose sensor.
Just as a thought, I'm going to turn the radio on and just see if I can scan through the band, see if I can hear anything.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So you do turn it on, and it's that same static that you got before. Yeah.
But I don't get the picture really. So there is this shack, and around it is a real garden where there is some crops growing, or some herbs or something. Or
above the shack. So above the shack, someone has put a wooden sign, and on the wooden sign, someone has painted in white lettering "Herb Garden."
Yeah, okay, but there is nothing to be seen. No, so it should be inside the shack. Whatever we're.
Whatever, yeah, like
No.
whatever devices.
Yeah.
There's devices on top that JT is telling you are not. They're not operating.
Working, yeah. So it says there are herbs inside.
Yeah.
Very simple. Yeah.
Okay, so here we
Somebody knocked
go.
the door.
Yeah, so scanners are basically cameras in this, and you can get them like blind sense or sense through. So it's not like a tricore. There isn't something like that. So that's good to know.
Okay, Casvana is going to approach it cautiously with her rifle drawn.
Okay. So you move out into the open. Voldan, you can tell she's leaving herself exposed.
Yeah.
Whatever threats may come
Okay,
from.
well, I'll get the pistol out and cover her as she walks forward.
Okay. So Kesvatha, you make your way. The clearing is about maybe about 20 yards at most. It's relatively small, and then the station itself is tucked underneath or at the base of this enormous tree that stretches up, beyond what you can see. You're making your way carefully across the clearing. You stop. Did you hear something?
Oh, did you hear something?
I heard. So I made a perception check for you. Did you hear something moving? Maybe up in the trees.
She's
What do
going
you
to
say?
look up. I think I hear sound in the trees.
So your rifle is up. You're carefully looking around. Trees are rustling above you. The diffused light is caught. You're kind of, dazzled. I think JT at one point, you kind of look up and the first split second, all the trees line up. So there's a little bit of sunlight that comes through and you get this kind of like, and then go up to studying it. Voldan, I'm assuming seeing the Kesvatha's rifle trained up, you have likewise trained yours higher.
Yeah.
See what everyone else can see.
Yeah, I'll put the shades on and I'll move out a bit closer to her because obviously pistols are a bit short range. So I'll move about 30 feet closer.
Voldan, what's your bonus to perception? I think it's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's an epic like +1 or 0.
Yeah, maybe it's 0.
0. Okay, so
Yes.
I did roll really well for you.
Yeah.
So you're looking up, and that's interesting. You do you have any kind of vision enhancement stuff?
Yeah, only the Vesk thing, but no, nothing else.
Okay, so you maybe we've been talking about JT being nearby. You maybe do that thing where you grab the binoculars around his neck and pull them over, pulling him along as well, and you sort of look up, and you were right. So you can see that there is there's some broken limbs, as if and relatively recent. The thick, dark. Kind of textured bark that is on the outside of these trees is a stark contrast to the whiter pulp that's inside, and you can see that some of these limbs have actually been broken. About 30 feet up, it looks like something may have been moving around in those trees, and probably recently, just based on the coloring.
There's something moving in the trees. Look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and scan for whatever.
Well,
I
again,
am the
we just had this conversation, man. There's no such thing as scanners in
Well,
this.
not like scanning.
Okay,
with
you're
the
being
camera, like my
metaphorical.
eyes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So you're looking around. You can see definitely, Tom, what he saw. I think because you've got dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see more easily the details in this then, and I think JT, you could see this now quite clearly as well. Yeah. There's you can see what Voldan was pointing out, and it's incredible that he noticed that. Like you would never, unless it had to be pointed out to you. And I think maybe what he does is Voldan's pointing at it. Alice, that's your thing, right?
Right.
So Alice kind of manifests, disappears, links up with the binoculars for where he's looking, and then she sort of appears in your vision, Tom, or your display at least, hovering in air right next to it. And she's like, "It's right here."
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, you can see what he saw too. What it means, you're not sure.
Okay.
You know what you could do? Brent, give me you had mentioned before about the life sciences roll. Go ahead and give me a life sciences check. Let's see what...
All right.
It seemed like Tom was turning his mind to that anyway. Whoa.
No.
Yeah, so there's definitely, it makes total sense to you that there would be, tree-dwelling things that would have evolved on this planet. So that's probably an indication of something moving around in the trees. That would be probably the fastest way to move around rather than scrambling around. It would also be the safest way to move around in all likelihood.
All right. I'm like, oh, okay. I see those broken branches.
Yeah.
Based on how the dense the terrain is and the height of the trees, it makes sense if the animals here move by tree as opposed to by ground.
With a roll that good, it's just like, this is just like the Castrovellan, spider ape moves exactly like this. Those things are particularly fucking nasty too. So
Spider ape.
So
That
you're
does not sound
suggesting
nice.
we should jump from tree to tree? No.
I'm just suggesting something nasty might be jumping tree to tree.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So Kesvatha, you're standing out in the middle of this clearing, feeling a little exposed. What are you doing? You're about now 10 yards away from the research station, 10 yards away from the cover where all your allies are sort of clustered around this big,
I think I'd moved about halfway
how
between
close
the
is-
group and
Okay.
towards
How
the
close is
harbor.
the tree to the shack?
Shack is right like at the base of one of the trees.
Does it look like the door is closed, or is it ajar?
Not ajar.
Hmm.
Door is closed. Windows are intact. And from what JT has told you, all systems are powered off.
Should I make a bolt for the door to see if I can get in? You guys cover me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
go
you
for it.
run or I
I'll
run.
draw my pistol.
We could knock.
You have to get there first.
Hello? So what are you going to do, Kesvatha?
She's going to approach the shack, but again, watching for activity in the trees.
Okay. So you turn and you kind of trot. I'm going to go halfway between, you sprinting and you whatever. So as you do kind of a combat trot over to the station, you stop, and you finally you realize, I guess, they're like above the shack. There is a fixed kind of like it's if they put like iron spikes into the base of the tree right above the station, and then hung a wire meshing over it. And there's some detritus that's fallen from the tree that's in there. Give me a life sciences check, Kesvatha, please. Oh, was that your roll?
Yep.
19? Okay, sorry. You're faster than I could say it. Okay, so this is something I think you are familiar with. Trees like this, that are of this size, the limbs that are equipped that these things have, at times they can be blown off in thunderstorms or windstorms or things like that. And what primitive loggers would call them are widowmakers. So this would be a way of securing the station to avoid having a widowmaker limb fall down from a height of hundreds of feet up and then smashing this fucking thing. So that's probably the purpose of this this mesh. You think you can hear a hum that's coming from the mesh though as well. What are you going to do? So for the rest of you guys, it appears that Kesvatha has made her way safely to the station. JT, were you continuing on as well to join her?
Yeah, I'll follow up and sort of turn around while she's investigating the door. I'll just make sure nothing leaps out.
Okay.
either
So when
from
you look
above
down,
or
Kesvatha,
behind.
from the mesh above, you suddenly see like your drow companion is right next to you. He always moves so fucking quick and so quiet. You're all right. So you guys have there's a small set of steps that leads up to the door, and then there is the door itself. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to try the door.
So it is a manually operated door, and you throw it open. And this is sort of the standard prefab, science unit manufactured by Abadar Corps. So you may have seen something like this before, but inside here, it's got a certain degree of customization. There's a small computer unit in here. There is some. I don't think there's any pads here. I think it's probably just the computer unit, and then maybe some displays that are turned off right now. Things that would effectively be like the sci-fi equivalent of like a whiteboard. Something you could power on and you could track and touch and draw on it and whatnot, and you could save those images and whatever. But everything in here is powered off. There are probably 2 small cots in here too that look to be unmade and unused right now. There's a small unit for preserving food. There's a small, not effectively like a kitchen unit or like a camping unit. But yeah, other than that, and there are some, there's probably some ports and stuff like that on the ceiling, and some of those have been opened, and there are like wires going into them that no doubt lead to the sensors on the roof. That's kind of what's inside.
I want to take a look, power up the computer. I'm curious to see if this shack is connected to any sort of network to the rest of the facilities on the planet.
Sure. So that you don't need to make a roll for this. They just that. On most planets, even on outposts like this, there's a rudimentary infosphere, which is kind of like the Starfinder equivalent of the internet. And the local infosphere is normally, it operates on the same comm bands that your comm units and whatever else operate on. So just so you know that it's because of the static the static field that's been spreading out 200 miles from, or 200 mile diameter area. It's unlikely that it's going to be able to connect to any other station.
And I was curious if there was like a hard line network, not necessarily
No, they wouldn't. It's because this is not what the guys learned last time was that this is not a natural phenomenon. This is not just like, there's localized atmospheric disturbance. This is Volden would recognize it as this. It's a comm jammer. There's some kind of comm jammer that's in place. This is the static nature of it, the consistency of the zone. It is a specific military, probably grade comm unit.
Can I go inside and I'll see if I can. We've got the computer turned on. Can I see if I can log in and see if there's any local copies of?
Sure. So the comm unit goes up. So for the rest of the party, you guys see JT and Kesvatha go inside. There doesn't seem to be any issues. And then you see there's a slight glow from within the thing. There's a lot of natural light in this, or at least as much as you can get at the base of a forest, I guess. But there is a fair amount of natural light coming in here. What are Volden, Tom, and Zakros doing?
Yeah, so let's move.
Yeah, let's go check out I guess if everyone... Yeah, I'll go inside the building as well, just to...
Yeah, I'm curious too. And I go inside the building and I ask Kesvana, could you, since you turn on the computers, are there any recordings? Can you find out how frequent this place is visited? Anything?
Okay. So just give me 1 sec here. I'm just pulling up the computer rules. I can't remember if we talked about it on stream or if it's just something I talked about in the podcast, but I fucking love the computer rules in this game. They're so fun. Like they're such a fun balance between the insane complexity that is, Shadowrun hacking or decking and, reducing it to just one dice roll. God dang it. I'll go to the glossary. So everyone's in there. What is anybody keeping watch?
Yeah, me. Supposedly.
Yes, me.
Yes.
That was said with the appropriate amount of opprobrium too. Of like, what the fuck do you think, Kev? Okay, so let's see here. What you guys can do is aid another in Starfinder. James works just like in Pathfinder, where one person who has training in the skill makes a check against a DC 10, and then if you succeed, it adds +2 to the other person's roll. That's a decent bonus in Pathfinder. It's more consequential in Starfinder because of bounded accuracy, because it links to your numbers. So that's aid another is usually a pretty significant thing. You can also use a different skill if you can convince your, cold-hearted DM to agree that it's an appropriate skill. It's just the DC is a little higher than for the aid another.
Okay.
Make sense? So I'm assuming that, because I think JT actually has a really kick-ass computers bonus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kesvatha, are you trying to help him, or are you trying to do something different?
Well, I think there's only one computer terminal.
There is, yeah. Only one of you guys will be able to do this. One person can. As many people who want can aid. It's just.
Yeah, I guess I could be looking
hacking
over
kit
his.
with me, which I think gives a bonus.
What was that, Mo?
I brought the hacking kit.
Oh, nice.
Along with the engineering as well. So I've got both of those with me.
Okay.
So I can get that out.
Nice. So he can definitely.
Cables.
Comes out of his rucksack or whatever. Then there's all this gear that's being doled out to access this thing.
She's nosy, so she's peering over her shoulder and basically is like, "Well, no, look here," and kind of doing back chair hacking.
So let's check your aid another. Let's see if this was actually helpful or whether it was, as all backseat driving, actually distracting. Computer check, please. I'm assuming you've got training computers, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, barely.
not very
JT! No! Not one! Oh, no!
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's better than 10. So. But I think a 1 is a fail anyway.
Guys, you will be thrilled to learn that guess what's in the mail and on the way here is the critical failure deck.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's not, but that's a combat thing. So for this one, let's see here.
Tom sighs and says, "Get out of the way."
Okay, so here's what happens is, so you're sort of trying to give directions to JT, and, you're sort of leaning in, and I think that what happens is you maybe JT should have hit a Q and accidentally hit a T, and then he's like, oh boy, what? And you can hear from on the roof that thing, what do you call it, the sensor, there's a small little sensor dish. It kind of just goes, and then there's lights that come on it, and it's humming. So Voldan, you're outside, and that thing comes up, and you can hear this screeching and chattering of something up in the trees that seems to be in every direction.
Whatever you did, just reverse it fast.
Okay, I hit the power switch.
It sounds to you, Voldan. Let's see if you can pinpoint. Why don't you give me a perception check, please?
Okay. 15.
15. So I don't think you're able to pinpoint it quite with that. What you can tell is that up in the trees, you can hear the sounds of that screeching, and you can hear the sound of snapping twigs and things like that, and rustling. So you're kind of you can't make out anything just yet, but there seems to be quite a few things that are moving off in your direction, screeching as they go. And then you see kind of there's a scorching of electricity that cuts through, as if a short range lightning bolt kind of hits, and then something is moving through the trees towards your location, and it seems to correspond directly with when that thing went up. Zachros and Tom, you were paying attention to the computer. It looks like. Zachros, what were you doing?
Actually, I was paying attention to what the other are actually doing at the computers. So
Okay.
I didn't really.
Yeah, okay. So then, Voldan, you're outside, and you hear all this happen, and you look back, and you can see your 4 companions are all hunched over the computer terminal.
Uh-oh. I think we've got a problem coming.
Okay.
Something is
Can't
coming
hear
here.
what he hears.
Yeah, I
or
turn
is it
around
just-
and say, "You better come in here and close the door."
I think you better bring up the shields again.
Okay, so let's drop into sort of round by round action here right now. We're not going to roll initiative just yet because we don't need to know, what order anyone's going in. But let's go start with the problem that started this. So the computer. Anybody want to get involved? Oh, do we know? Is there a restriction on how many people can aid another, or is it anybody who's trained in it?
It's, I mean, how many people can operate this computer at the same
Yeah,
time?
that's fair enough. So maybe it's just a rule of thumb thing or a judgment call on my part.
Well, when Tom sees everything go wrong with the computer, he'll be like, "Get out of the way," and try and.
Okay. So then you will take the lead. Why don't we have? Yeah, I can't find aid another in the actions anyway. Other actions? No. Anyway, if someone does find that, just let us know, and then we'll do that. But for now, I'll say it like two of you guys could aid, and one person can make the primary role. Who wants? So Tom sort of jumps in there and grabs the keyboard. Kisvatha, what are you doing? And JT, what are you doing? So Tom is sort of pushing JT out of the way and trying to grab the keyboard. Are you going to let him do that, or?
Yeah, obviously. It's one of those days.
Okay, so then Tom's you making that role. Kisvatha, are you aiding or are you doing something different?
I will also try to aid.
Okay, and Mo, what is JT doing? Is he aiding?
I'm going to have a look out the door to see if I can hear what Zakros.
Okay, and
so I'm peering out of the door upwards.
Oh, awesome. Okay, thanks, Tom. 33.
Oh.
This is for those aspiring DMs at home. This is what you really want to do: is get people who run the game to be in your games, who know it better.
So it's on your discretion, actually, how many people can help.
Yeah, and I think I'll let two of you guys. Well, I mean, it sounds like JT is going to do something different anyway, but I would have let two people sort of, give help here. So, Kisvatha, why don't you give your?
I did. Nice fat 21.
21. Okay, so Tom, you've got +2 to your computer's check.
All right, let's see what I can do here.
I make sure not to bump him.
Oh.
Oh boy. So it turns out it's a little harder than it looks, or potentially JT fucked things up so badly it's difficult to get things moving. So you're not hitting any further back, but you're not making any progress in this. You're not even able to access the basic node in this computer. The other three guys.
Tom's expression looks slightly less cockier now than it did when he was pushing his way in.
Can I look exasperated in the fact that it's like, look, this should be easy, and then try it myself?
Next round. First, we get everyone else gets taken action. So JT, Voldan, and Zakros, what are you guys doing this round?
I keep on watch. So if there's something moving and coming at the door, I will shoot at it.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can find.
I go outside.
Did you actually come inside, or are you still outside?
I'm still close to the open door. So
Yeah, because I'd actually moved to the doorway and was looking out and up to see if I could see what you were alarmed by.
Let's do this, guys, because God, I love Roll20. Check us out. So we'll put a shack in here.
Yeah. Probably it should be a little bit bigger, or?
Yeah, I'm resizing. It's not like a TARDIS. There we go. It's about. That's a little big. There we go. 50 feet. There we go. Okay, so there's the shack. I'll put it to the back so you guys can be. All right. So, guys, go ahead and position yourself kind of in and around the shack, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's okay. I'm going here.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So, Voldan, you're keeping an eye out for things. Zakros, what are you doing?
I go to the door. If there's room, or is JT now in the door?
Yeah, I don't know how big the door is. I'm assuming it's a normal sized door. I'm literally standing in the door frame, looking out and up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I still want to keep something above my head in case something drops.
like narratively, you can move, or mechanically, you can move through an ally square. So if you just want to like push past to get outside, you're free to do that.
Yeah, I go out. I go beside Vuldan.
Okay.
I go here and stand beside him and keep a. Yeah, I look around myself.
Okay. Then would you each kindly give me a perception check, please?
Okay.
Oh,
Vuldan is rocking the great perception.
yeah. I found Zakros. He's right behind me, right next to me. Yeah.
Zakros. Okay. So both Zakros and JT, both of you guys can actually. Shit, you know, Vuldan's not wrong. There's something moving through the forest here. Vuldan, you're looking like probably about 30 or 40 feet too high from where all the things are coming. You're like, they're coming from very high up.
Yeah.
Where are they? Where the rest of you guys can actually see, they're probably about 30 feet or so up, moving through. These things appear to be they're not bipedal. They're semi-bipedal, I guess. They're sort of like in an ape-like fashion, long front limbs, throwing themselves through the trees, screeching and howling. And there are going to be, I think what we'll do is let me first show you what's up in the trees, and then we will roll initiative. Now, to give you a sense of size for these things are about 2 feet long, so about a good sized dog in length. And they're moving incredibly quickly through the trees, and they're, let's see here, where's my handout? And as I ask you guys to roll for initiative, this what you see. And they're swooping and going through the air. And from what you can tell, let me go to the DM's layer.
Aw, they're cute and furry.
Keep that in mind.
My daughter said that's gross.
Just like everything in Starfinder, the cute and furry things generally have horrible insides. Like the Skittermanders and their fucking belly button snake thing. Okay, guys.
Well,
so first,
there was sort of out of character. There was something about the Penumbra Protocol. Apparently, there are Shadowmanders that are not furry, not nice.
They're so cool. Oh god, I all the material from that particular adventure path is just fucking gold. So good. I mean, this one actually has a ton of great stuff in it as well. Okay, so are you guys ready to see what you're going to be initiatizing against? 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's.
You have to open the combat tracker, probably.
Yeah, everyone click on your. Let me clear everyone here. Click on your token and then click on. Let's see your ad. Oh, I'll do the guy at the back. Click on your initiative. Just remember, you need to click on your token in order for it to track properly. I rolled a nat 1 for them. Jeez.
Oh, so I need to reroll. Okay.
Let's see here.
Not again.
Oh, did you roll a nat 1?
No.
Okay, so then they rolled nat 1, so they'll be actually acting after you.
God.
That's hilarious. All right, so let me put this in order. Descending order. And we go. All right, guys. So now hold on. What we're going to do is we are at the 1 hour, the halfway mark for our session. Why don't we take our bio break right now? Our beverages, and I can resize the Hobgars here because they're way bigger than what they actually are. What's that?
How much time do we have for the break?
5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Okay, so we'll be back in a couple minutes here. We'll finish resizing these, and I'm gonna refresh my coffee. Okay. Oops. Come on, you.
Are these edible?
Are these edible?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what you gauge as sentience and what your qualms are about consuming sentience. We'll find out what happens. That should really be our regular feature on the thing is, will Voldan eat it?
I still don't know whether Vests are carnivores or not or something. I have no idea.
I mean, I think they're definitely carnivores. It's just a question of whether they eat, whether you're choosing to eat sentient creatures or not. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab my drink.
What's that? Look at what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to go start the car while you do your thing, okay?
Okay. I love the soothing sound of the forest that we've got in here.
Yeah, it's very relaxing.
Yeah. I wonder if I've got a sound effect for screeching monkeys. Let's see. That werewolf sound was pretty fucking badass. What's it sound like? Oh my god, listen to this.
All right, let's kill some moshishis.
Holy crap. Okay. I got my condition deck and my critical hit deck sitting next to me. And I got my DM screen set out. I'm fucking prepared today. Okay. Well, who? Let's see here. Tom is Tom's third. Fuck it. We can start off if you guys want. I'm sure Brent will be back momentarily. So top of the initiative order. Look at this. He may not be terribly perceptive. He may not be terribly knowledgeable, but boy is he quick and quick in combat. Voldan, you are up first. What are you doing?
Yeah, if it moves at me, I'll shoot at it. I mean, that's the basic.
Definitely moving at you, yeah.
Yeah. So I will take the next one in the middle, I suppose.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah. So this should be this one. Oh, what's that?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, why is my crit failure deck not here yet? Damn it!
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I think that what happened is, going on what we said before about your thing. We've heard them breaking out. You're like, they're above us, and you're blazing away with your azimuth laser rifle, up into the air. Everyone else is looking at you like, what are you doing?
That was a warning shot.
You can also move if you want to. Each of these squares is
yeah
5 feet.
Yeah, so I'm standing there. It's a perfect position. So
Okay.
why move?
Yep, why move? Absolutely. All right. So next up is JT. What are you doing?
So are they just standing there
These
howling
things
at us, or are they doing anything aggressive?
they've basically just come into range. They're coming down into the clearing. They're going to be down on the ground and moving towards you guys next round.
Well, I'm going to delay, unless they do something like throw rocks or attack us in some way.
Mhm.
I'm not going to do anything, but if we are attacked by them, I'm going to shoot the one that attacked.
Okay. So did you want to hold an action then? Like an if X, then Y?
I think I'll hold rather than delay, because that would put me after them when they acted.
Okay. Then let's put you after the Hobgars here. Next up is Tom, and Brent's not here. Tom is delaying his action. Kasvatha, what are you doing?
That's so good.
Chewing. Are you muted again? Okay.
I want to. Oh, I guess the real threat now is the Monshishis, not necessarily whatever we were going to do on the computer.
Monchichis. I don't know if that was a thing for those of you in Europe, but Monchichis,
Yeah.
fucking air-inducing little, yeah.
When you first talked about whatever was in the trees, the first thing came to my head is like, way up in the trees with the Monshishis.
Awesome. Killer Monchichis, here we go.
Anyways, she's going back to the computers to try to shut stuff down.
Okay.
Oh, wait, he turned off the computer, didn't he?
No?
No, I got nothing accomplished.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I killed the power and you turned it back on to try and get in again.
Okay. So give me a, this is not going to be a terribly hard check, but yeah, because it's stressful, I'm going to make you make the roll. Now, did you want to wait and let someone aid you with that, or are you just going to make the roll?
I'll just make the roll.
Go ahead.
I'm still at the computer session, so I could help.
No, he said he didn't want to wait for you. So, all right, so that's good enough. So the computer goes down. You know what that doesn't go down? The sensors. Tom, what are you doing? So Kesvatha has just powered down the computer. Has done the sci-fi equivalent of just yanking the power, the cord out.
Okay, but you said the sensors didn't go down?
I'm not sure you know that.
Oh yeah, I guess I went because it'd be.
Yeah. Only because it was a crit failure that triggered those things going on in the first place. So you know what I'll let you do, Brent? Do this for me. Give me a where's the skill list here? I think it's engineering is I think what I want.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah. Give me an engineering check. Let's just see if you can, because I guess that's your.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So I think what happens is you look up and you're like, you didn't turn off the sensors, and you hit it, and then you start hearing this whap, 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 coming from the top as well. So you're both looking like, what are you doing? You've made it worse. Okay. Zakros, what are you doing?
Yeah, I shoot at this hobgars.
Yeah.
First I take cover behind Fulgan.
There's probably like a little bit of a railing there, so you can kind of crouch behind it and take cover. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I shoot at one of them.
Go ahead.
That's my kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Laser pistol. I think they burn well.
That's how it's done. Holy smokes. All right, so you pull your laser pistol out and, you say some smart-ass thing to Voldan, and then...
Yeah.
And one of them, you see this flare of fire as it definitely scores its a hit on one of these little guys. Okay, I got to move him forward so I can see the token. Go.
Yeah.
He's pretty badly hurt as well too. Like it's now limping as it's hits the ground and starts coming towards you. I'll put a little marker on the one that's been hit.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for you guys. That means it is Hobgar turn 1. All right, so Hobgars are going to...
Kevin, I don't know if you know, but we can see the hit points. So
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, did I do that on purpose? Did I do that? I don't know. I may have. Yeah, I did. I did it on purpose. Because we're all just starting with Pathfinder. Well, I'm starting with Starfinder. I think that what my rationale was so you guys can kind of get a sense of how effective your weapons are. And we'll go into just narrative stuff later. But for now, it's so I guess I don't need to put a little mark on there. Okay, so you hit and wow, scorches that one. All right, so that little shit is not gonna go in. They all sort of hit the ground, at the same time in this kind of half gallop. I'm first going to go with I'll say half of them. So one of them gets to about there, and he kind of like pulls back, and the blue part of his fur kind of bristles up, and you see this like electric charge make its way up its back and along its eyes, kind of flash, and then it swings its paw forward, and this lightning bolt goes out towards I think Zakros. So you got covered, Zakros, so you'll get plus is it plus 4 to your armor?
Depends on what kind of cover it is.
Yeah, I think it's only because it's one of those like prefab railings. Yeah. I think it's only probably plus 2 to your AC.
Yeah.
So we'll just say that, and then we'll look it up afterwards. I just rolled a nat 20.
Okay. Better than we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. So let's see here. I got a critical hit. So then I get to break out the old critical hit deck. Let's see what this happens. So this is an energy crit effect. Sudden dental needs. You lose any bite attack, and you suffer a 20% miss chance until healed. So this thing hits you like in the face, and you're like, Jesus! There's this blackened scorch mark down your the side of your neck. Crits do double damage in Starfinder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you take... Oh, I just rolled twice. That's what I do. All right. You take 5 points of damage to your stamina as this thing hits. So it did not like getting hit. I got 2 other ones. Let me roll randomly to see who's going to get the lightning blast here. It's both to the same person, both to JT.
Can I come in then? Because they've attacked.
You said that you were delaying or holding until after their action, so they all get to make their action. Right. Just Mo, like the way I interpret held actions, like if you say if X happens, then I'll do Y, then you get to go before them. But just because you
I was just using our internal group Slack.
Okay,
so remember next time.
Sorry, I have one question here. The red ring is hit points. Blue is a resolve, and the green is stamina then?
Oh, is there green? Blue?
No.
Blue is resolve. Oh, okay, hold up.
Blue's resolve. Oh,
yeah, it is resolve. Hold on. Let me change it. I'm going to change blue to stamina because that makes more sense. Boom. And I'll put resolve as your green.
Okay.
So that makes more sense. There we go.
Yeah. So I get 5 damage. Is that right?
Yeah. And as what I'll do is when you guys take your turns, I'll change your things as well. Okay, so that wow, what a hit! Next one, we got two other ones that comes kind of swinging down and then around this tree here, and both of them take a shot at JT. JT, I am going to give you +2 cover because the way you described it was just poking your head out the door. So you got +2 to your AC or and this is against your EAC. We've got a 13 and a 14 against EAC.
No, they just missed. The 14 would just bang on the door next to me.
Amazing. There's these two scorch marks as the electricity hits the side and then it's kind of grounded it into the ground. All right, then the remaining hobgars are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they can easily. Okay, so we got 2 on Voldan. We got 1 on Zakros. Zakros, let's see here. Does a 12 hit your KAC?
Nope, I have 16.
Oh, no, against Zakros.
No, 13.
13, okay. And then 2 on Voldan. Voldan, does a 19 or 13 hit your KAC?
Yeah, I have 16, so only the 19 hits.
Only the 19, okay. So these things come in and they're trying to, they're trying to get on you, and their nasty little teeth, that long kind of flapped mouth, it actually is full of these nasty little sharp teeth. So they're both trying to get on you. One of them does not get anything, but one of them manages to kind of clip your hand, and you're like, get off! You take 3 points of damage. That is it for the Hobgars, though. JT, you are up. What are you doing?
I'm going to shoot at the one that is the clearest shot. So that's the one on the left hand as I'm looking from it.
Yep.
Let me get my turn to shoot. Oh, I have to click on it, don't I? And then
I think there might be a modifier prompt that you need to click on. Because it may ask you whether you're doing full attack or whether you're doing just single attack.
Yeah.
That might be found in the actual. If you've got your character sheet popped out, it'll be on the main Roll20 screen. It's fucked up way that it pops up there.
No, sorry, wrong one. You just click on the name.
Should be. Let's see here. JT. So what we should be able to do is just click on the. Make that smaller. Yeah, just click on the name, and it should roll, and then it'll prompt you full attack, yes or no. Then you hit submit, and boom.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it was. I wasn't fully attacking.
You were not fully attacking. Okay, so then that is a.
Well, I'm doing a standard. Oh, hang on. Yes, full attack. I've got it now.
You got it now. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Try.
We'll take whatever one's a better roll. We will take. Okay, that was the full attack. You put yes to full attack.
Yeah.
Is that what you intended?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you take, double tap out at this thing. One goes wild. One does hit. This little shit spins around and drops dead. Okay. End of round 1. Top of round 2. Voldan, what are you doing?
I drop my weapon and use my fists because, yeah, that's the better weapon in this kind of brawl here.
Okay.
So I take the one right to the right of me.
Okay.
And just...
Are you full attacking or doing just a single attack?
No, just a single attack.
Okay. Go ahead and give him shit.
No.
So you swing at these things, but they're so quick. Like you shook it off your hand. It comes at you again. You go to claw at it, and it's suddenly not there. Or maybe the other one knocked your hand aside. Damn things! Next up is Kasvatha. What are you doing?
Can I see? Is there windows or whatever?
The door is open just to your left, so you can see they're swarmed by these fucking things.
Yeah, but is JT in the way?
JT is standing in the door. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
You
I'll
can
give.
move through me. It's no
Yeah.
penalty to move through
yeah. You know what?
a friend.
I'll grab my rifle
Okay.
and kind of.
Here's because your base attack bonus is 0. I think that you have to grab you can't do it as part of a move action. Once you have a base attack bonus of 1, you can do it as part of that. But just because of your class, grabbing it is an action, and then moving is an action.
That's fine. I guess I'll attack next round.
Okay, so you go racing outside and get ready to shoot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Computer's off. The sensors are going nuts, and there's a klaxon going.
I'm going to try and fix what I've done.
Okay.
Um,
How do you want to do that? Like to engineering to sort of like jury.
yeah, I think engineering more so. I'm going to go more with like, what can I make the power stop versus how can I finesse it through computers.
Okay. So go ahead and give me an engineering check, please.
Okay, hope for no critical failures this time around.
Well,
That's a
nice.
bit better.
Okay, what do you want to have happen to turn the klaxon off or turn the sensor off? I'll let you do one of those two things first.
I will turn. Let's turn the sensor off first.
Okay, sensor's off. Still, the thing is going like crazy.
Okay.
Okay, Zachros, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm in a bad position here. Can I take a guarded step backwards, or like this? Hang on, like this. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to take a guarded step backwards and then shoot at one of the
Guarded step.
guards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is guarded step an action or is guarded step a move?
It's a move action.
All right, guarded step is just a 5-foot step, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you take a step back. Go ahead and make your attack roll. I'm just updating everyone's tokens here quickly to have the proper things on them. Nice. Okay, that is a hit. 1 sec here. RP. Boom. Which one did you hit?
The one directly opposite, behind Vuldan.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Is there any penalty to firing into melee in Starfinder?
Yeah, they get cover.
They get cover. Even with the cover, that's still a hit. Okay, so you once again, like the fur of this thing flares with fire, and they're quite badly hurt. Okay, so I guess then it's the Hobgar's turn. Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to make a morale check for these things. I know that's not part of Starfinder, but I think that now that the sensor is off and I'm wondering whether they're still quite keen on fighting. Yep, they're still quite keen on fighting. Okay, so then we've got 2 on Vuldan. The other one kind of scrambles forward and is going to kind of pull itself over the thing and still go at you, Zachros. It does not like you. It likes you. I don't know.
That provokes from me, I think.
If it moves from here to here, no, it's only a 5-foot.
Well, I think it's attacking when I'm threatening.
It attacks. It's only if it moves or casts something like that.
Oh, so it's just a 5-foot step. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then the Hobgar is going to try and bite you there, Zachros. Fucking nat 20 again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what did I do?
All right. Let's see here. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to make sure I'm reading these things correctly here. Okay, so the types of damage are electricity, energy, kinetic, spell, or extreme blow. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Sucking chest wound. The target is exhausted until healed. Fortitude. Oh, you know, we forgot about your. Give me a percentile check on your check, because you had because of that stupid neck wound, you had a 20% miss chance. And just so you guys know too, I roll the miss chance beforehand, before you roll, because I hate that you roll and you could get a hit. Okay, no problem. I hate that you roll and get a hit and then have it taken away by a miss chance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are currently exhausted, which is here. Exhausted means your bulk limit is reduced by 3. You move at half speed and you can't run or charge. And you take -3, Jesus, to AC, attack rolls, melee damage. Holy fuck. All right, I'm going to stop rolling crits on you.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much.
Both of those, as soon as you're healed, like as soon as you spend a resolve point, both of those healed, because that's still stamina damage, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, the damage from that one was, let's see here, 4 points.
4
Not a huge amount. Now the 2 on Voldan. Let's see here. Nope. So while you didn't hit them, you've managed to keep them at a distance. We still have 2 other Hobgars that have 3 eligible targets. Let's see which they want to throw their lightning things at. Okay, so you guys will have cover because you're engaged. And 2, that means these are both coming at JT. All right, so JT, this is against your EAC. Well, there's no way one of them hits. The other one is a 16.
Which hits?
Which hits? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Yeah, so it's exactly 16, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so wait. I have this bodyguard ability. I can grant you a +2 bonus because you're just adjacent to me. So I can notch you a little bit out of the way and it misses.
So cool. Is that a resolve point to do that?
No.
No, it's
But
just...
this is my reaction, so I can do it only once.
That's awesome. So Voldan, in spite of throwing at these things, you look over and you see one of them is about to unleash this lightning blast at JT, and you just shove him to the side, and it hits just where you would have been. Speaking of JT, what are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot the one that just tried to fry me.
Now,
which actually would be the
firing.
No, I'm going to step back inside.
Okay, so you
back
like a guarded step,
and then shoot the one directly in front of me.
Okay, you step back. You little fucker. Go ahead and make your attack roll. That thing I'm going to say is no longer engaged. So it's adjacent to people, but not actually engaged because it was only attacking you. Go ahead and make your attack roll. 16.
I'm going to do a normal attack there.
Nice. So you nail that thing. It hits it, and it kind of knocks it to the ground for a second. It's not prone, but it's sort of struggling to get up. This thing is mortally wounded. Okay. Round.
I was going to call back to Tom. Zakros is hurt. We need some help here.
Okay.
Sorry,
Voldan.
not Zakros. Voldan is hurt.
Top of round 3. What are you doing?
So I'm attacking the one above me because one. Yeah. Yep. So
did Tom go on round 2? I thought this.
No, you went. Yeah, you did.
Oh,
you were trying to shut the thing down.
Right. Yeah, I got the one thing down. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So wait a minute. I misplaced my character sheet. So. Okay. So going.
Yeah, I think I need a second screen for my character sheet.
Oh no! It is no. I'm out of luck.
Yeah. Oh, it's another nat 1. Good lord. Okay, you're monopolizing the nat 1s today. Jeez. Okay, so then it is to Kesvana. Kesvana, you have your weapon out now. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to set my. I'm going to set my exocortex to this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire at it.
Okay, so we see a sort of like, blue circular kind of targeting reticle come on it. And go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, I hope I got this right because I wouldn't.
We shall see.
Yeah.
It may prompt you, James, again, just like the others, it'll prompt you whether you're doing a full attack or a regular or not. So full attack is attacking twice at -4. And it just means that you can't do any other actions that round.
I'll just attack once.
Okay, so just click on no when it asks you about full. Okay, let's see here. Your bonus is +4. Is that right?
Yes.
Net +4. Okay, so that was a successful shot. That's versus the EAC. Is that right? Yeah, because it's a laser.
Yeah.
Do you really think an 11 is going to be good enough to hit one of these tiny little fuckers?
Yes.
Well, you're right. Okay, so once again, yeah, another one is fucking scorched. This place is beginning to smell like burning Monchichi. All right, Kisfatha, that's it for you. Unless you want to move, then it is Tom.
No, it was a move action to do my exocortex aiming.
Okay, cool. Then, oh wait, does your exocortex give any? Oh, you set it up so it's with exocortex and without?
Yes.
Awesome. Wow, what a great player. Tom, what are you doing?
Okay, did I hear any? Did I hear the yells for help, or am I too busy with in the computers with the klaxon and everything?
You probably can hear it, but there's. Oh fuck! You know what? Oh Jesus! You didn't turn off the klaxons. It's only. I'll say it's a DC 10 perception check. Give me a perception check. Let's see if you've heard it or not.
Okay.
You gotta love a player who creates problems for himself. So that's great. I'll give you a Nova point for that, Brent. That was pretty honest.
Well, I was out of sight, and there's all this shit going on, so I wasn't quite sure whether I would.
Yeah. Oh, and to be clear, everyone starts off with a Nova point as well, too.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay. So, all right, then, Tom, what are you doing? You heard the cry for help. You know that you still haven't shut off this fucking klaxon that's going on.
Okay. Well, I'll forget about the klaxon, and can I see? Is there a way to see what's going on outside, or is it too crowded by the door?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear what you hear on the Roll20 audio, the screeching and howling and whatnot. That's consistent with what you'd be hearing outside. And you mix that in with like the cursing of a Vesk, the shouting of a human, priest. That's what you're hearing outside.
Okay. I try to make my way over to the door.
Okay.
Is there room for me to see outside?
Yeah, you can see outside for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've stepped back in, so the picture be that space next to Kesavar and Zakros.
Okay. So, yeah, I see.
Yeah, can you see the Hobgar directly in front?
Yeah. All right. So, seeing him, I step in front, see him, and I take a shot with my pistol.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have your pistol in your hand because you were working on the engineering stuff.
Right. I would have.
Yeah, and you're. It's just like James's guy. Because your what do you call it? Because your base attack bonus isn't a 1. You can't do that as part of a move action yet.
Okay. So
but
I will.
What you maybe could do is spend a Nova point to do that.
That sounds good. Right. 3. So
right.
I'm down to 2, and I will spend my Nova point, pull out my pistol, and fire at the thing right in front of me.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Right. For some reason, my pistol is not taking into consideration my dex bonus, but
go ahead and click on it. If it says that it's ranged attack, it should.
All right.
Just click on the attack and let's see what comes out in the wash.
Okay. Give me a second here. I have not used this to attack before, so where am I clicking on it? And then, I'm going under attacks.
Yeah, click on the actual under attacks, click on the weapon that you're going to use, and then when it prompts you for full attack or not, just click no.
Oh, okay, you know what? Hang on 1 second. So I'm clicking on the name for the pistol, and why is nothing happening here?
Take a look. If you've popped out your character sheet, guys, let's just all listen to this once. Right now. When you click on an attack on your character sheet, if you have your character sheet popped out, you have to go back into Roll20, and then it will prompt you for whether it's a full attack or not. Do you see that, Brent?
No. Let me see. I'm just going to minimize things in case it popped up somewhere on my screen, and I'm not. Why is it not?
Do you have your character sheet popped out from Roll20, or is
I
it?
do.
Okay, so click on the Roll20 screen. Is there no prompt?
No, I'm just seeing the initiative counter.
Do you have some kind of ad blocker?
Just place the initiative. You can move your initiative counter.
Okay, maybe no, it's not under the initiative counter. Why the heck is it? Okay, my character's selected.
I'm going to see if I can do it. Hold on. Okay, so under attacks, let me minimize this thing. You don't need it open.
Oh, here, no, I'm an idiot. I got it. I did go. I clicked it under the equipment thing, a banner, instead of under the attack banner, and that's why I went.
There you go. All right, boom. Okay, so that is good enough. We've got one dead monkey. Okay, now let's see here. Next turn is Zakros. What are you doing? Good Lord.
See, I can't really talk because my teeth hurt, and I'm really exhausted. I take a 5-foot step, and then as my main action, I move further into the shed.
Nice. And I further fuck off.
Yeah, and I curse a lot.
Jeez. Okay, so if we were curious as to what the backstory was going to be as you progressively become more and more of a cyborg, it's because you've been torn apart by monkeys.
Yeah.
As every epic story is, tells. Okay, so and I'll give you a note.
Flesh is weak.
Yes. So I'm just fixing one more token here because I forgot to do that. Boom. You get a Nova point for that too. That was pretty funny. All right. Then the Hobgars are going. All right. So Kisvana, they really did not like you shooting their ally. So once again, they're sitting there and their backs kind of hunch up. There's lightning plays up it, and they gesture their little monkey paws towards you. And let's see here. I got a 14 and a 13 versus EAC.
I have an EAC of 13.
Of 13. So I hit with both of them then. Okay, so then you take, let's see here, 6 points of electricity damage total.
All right. How does the stamina points and hit points work in this?
So here's what you do on your token. And this is actually something that we learned this week. If you click on your token, the stamina will be blue, the hit points will be red, the resolve will be green. What you can do is just click on whichever one you're taking. So for yours, click on your blue token, then hit -6 and enter, and it will calculate it for you. Same thing with healing. Yeah, boom, there you go. So you lost all your resolve points to an electric monkey. All right, so that was them. Then there are the two that are on Voldan. Boy, they've been circling around you, trying to find an opening to get their claws or their teeth in you. Let's see if they're able to do it this time. I don't think so. Does a 12 hit your KAC?
No, it's 14 now because I used my bodyguard thing, but yeah, okay, Nate doesn't hit.
Okay, so you protected him, and these things were able to scramble up on you, and they're trying to get to a vulnerable area, and you knock them back down off of you again. Oh, all right, JT, what are you doing?
Right, so I've got two people in front of me. I'm going to move out.
Oh,
yeah,
Tom.
Zakros doesn't appear to be dying, so I'm going to move to there.
Oh.
Your stamina points is showing as 0. You didn't take any damage this session, did you?
I'm seeing 5, which is what it should be.
No, on Tom.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't know. Let me. Oh, you know what? Because it's got my resolve points and my stamina mixed up.
Okay, no problem.
Let me just fix that.
Yes, resolve is green. I fixed it now on everyone. So resolve is green, stamina is blue, hit points are red. All right. Now, I don't think Voldan's is not right. Unless, wait, do you have 9 resolve points?
Yeah, it says so on my sheet.
Oh, that's also that seems high for a first level character, but that's what it is.
Yeah, you could only have 4 at the max.
Yeah, I don't know why I got 9. I never said I had 9. It's just it calculated them.
Hold on, you have. Well, we'll start with that. Again, that could be my problem between keyboard and chair here. I'm going to put 4 and 4.
Yeah, it's half your level plus your main stat bonus.
I fixed that. All right, JT, what are you doing? So you moved outside?
Yeah, and then I've attacked. And this is a normal attack because obviously I've moved.
Okay, so you
And
move
that's a miss.
fire. That unfortunately goes wild and hits somewhere off in the bushes. Round 4. Voldan, what are you doing?
I hit that goddamn monkey above me. I mean,
As you guys are playing outside as well, there's still that screeching and howling from the klaxon.
So 13, is that enough?
So the 13 and 6 damage is enough to tear one of these things in half. Is that what Voldan does?
Yeah, probably, yeah. So they tried to bite me, so I just check what's in them. Probably I can eat them later.
One that wasn't that was not injured at all. So one of them was injured, hurt, and then this other one comes in. You grab it by the scruff, you kind of grab it by the neck, and then just bend it in a way that its spine is not intended to be bent. You hear a popping. There's a bit of electrical discharge, and you toss it aside. One more dead Hobgar. Okay. And you know what's always the fun thing with combat is when I forget which of the tokens I've put to have on the initiative order. So at some point, it's going to drop off the initiative order. Okay. Wow. So Voldan, that was awesome. Kesvatha, what are you doing?
I'm attacking that same creature.
Okay, go ahead. Now, does your exocortex thing carry over? Like once you've set it, it stays?
It set it and it stays, yeah.
Awesome. So you could make a full attack if you want.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Holy shit. Now, why is your... Oh, because it's a D8 weapon. Holy fuck. All right, so the first attack actually... No, does not quite. It takes 2 shots to take that injured one down. I think this may be the one. Boom. Yep, no more initiative.
Nice.
Add him. Boom. Oh, and he's back. Okay. And he was acting before JT. All right, so you fire away. One of them, it's clipped and then scored right through and dropped down. Okay. Wow. Tom, what are you doing?
All right, let me take another shot here at the one that looks. Oh, is it melee with Voldan? So then okay, the one that's not melee.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
So
a crit, then.
it's a hit for sure.
Is
So
that a-
thing.
for
Oh,
a
no, it's not
whopping
a
1
natural.
point of damage.
Yeah, but it's just it wings it. However, it does. You have helpfully determined who's going to be the recipient of the next energy ray.
Can I use since I'm standing where other people? Can I use my move action to take partial cover?
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
I'll give you a +2 AC just because it's just like a wire kind of like guardrail there.
Okay.
+2 AC. Okay, Zakros, you're up. What are you doing?
Actually, I can't do anything. Yeah, because
Here's one of the ways where Starfinder differs from Pathfinder. You can try anything, whether you're trained in the skill or not. So, as an example, if you were like, turn this fucking klaxon off, you could make an engineering check trying to just break or a mechanics check to try and sabotage it to turn the damn thing off.
that sound. Yeah, was it a computer check?
You could try and boot the computer up. The difficulty with the computer will be one more round because the guys turned off the computer. So you have to turn it on and then try and access it to turn the siren off.
Okay.
Or you could use mechanics or engineering to try and somehow physically sabotage it.
Really bad at engineering.
Okay.
So I tried now. I turned on the computer.
How many Nova points you're sitting on?
Yeah, that's right. 2 actually.
2. So that means you could, in theory, be rolling advantage with at least one of those.
Yeah, okay. I do the engineering check then. I try to figure out with the cables and...
Sure.
Okay, engineering. 7? No.
Yeah, that's not...
Okay, then I use the Nova point.
Okay. 10.
Yeah.
You're kind of picture. You're looking up, and you grab one thing, and you pull it down, and it kind of like just pulls loose more than actually pulling it out, and you kind of like pull it down. There's more cabling that's coming down. Jeez. Okay, so then it is Hobgar's turn. So the one that is engaged with you there, Voldan.
Yeah.
I'm going to make another morale check because I think that it's been hurt, it's been killed, something's off. It is actually that one's going to take a guarded step to get away, and then it goes scampering off in this direction. Yeah, boom. Okay, I can't. There we go. I'll nudge up a little more. The other one is going to try and give old Tom a face full of electricity. So again, lightning plays up its blue hide. Yeah, it swings its arm, goes wild. Doesn't even hit the not a nat 1, but I rolled a 6 in total, so it kind of scorches the top of the thing. I think what happened is it was originally going to target someone, Kisvatha again, and then tried the last second to hit you, and it just goes wild and hits above you. Another scoring mark on the inside of this. JT, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot the one in front of me.
Okay. So you try and correct your aim from last time. Let's see if you can take this little shit down.
Okay, I'll brace.
Ooh. One of those does hit, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is -3. All right. Wow. So you hit it again. This is a more substantial hit. It looks like it's sort of limping on one of its forearms right now. Okay. It's end of the round. Top of the round. Voldan, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm taking a 5-foot step in the front, or a little bit more than 5 foot, and just hit him.
Yeah. So you sort of there's I'm picturing there being a railing leading up there too. So you sort of hop over the railing, splash down in the mud, and go racing towards this thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sounds fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa! How does this thing die then?
I just smash its head and probably from above to the ground.
So it kind of like it's scrambling back and getting ready to try and do another energy ray on you, and you just bam and shatter its skull. Whew. So now this is a bit of a good news, bad news situation. The good news is the things that are immediately in with you have been defeated.
I can still hit the one that's
The bad news is you can see these are all about 30 feet up in the air. There are more of these things that are getting ready to sort of, leap down. They're not like when we started the initiative or this encounter, they were like being propelled down and landing. They were in the midst of going down. These guys are not. They're hanging up in the trees right now, 30 feet up, and they seem to have been sort of, waiting. They were the looky-loos. They were trying to see how the first sort of wave was going to go and determine whether they were going to go in or not. Why don't you guys actually, everybody who is outside, give me a life sciences check, please. Let's see if we can figure out what you guys can make like intergalactic Jane Goodalls and figure out what the fuck is going on with these things.
What's going on?
I don't have it.
Ooh. Starfinder, you can always make the check.
It says trained only on my sheet. I don't have any ranks in it.
Life sciences is trained only? I thought it's got.
Well, I've got the character sheet I printed off, but
I thought that was the way that for knowledge checks you guys can always roll. Am I wrong there, guys, or am I?
I think there's some things. I think it's like Pathfinder, where some things you can do untrained and some things you can't.
Yeah, life science is trained only. It says
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. So, all right. So, Brent, you've been sort of the is Kisvatha trained in life sciences?
He is not.
Not okay. So then, once again, Brent, you've knowing about the Castrovellan's, spider ape. You're looking. You're like, knowing that you had that power source on before, and the fact that the power was all turned off on this thing, and that you then the sequence of events was you guys arrived here, you turned on the power, you activated the sensor, things went fucking crazy outside. You turned off the sensor. There's still the siren sound going on outside, but the second wave seems to be kind of second guessing itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that gives you any
Can
use.
I run in and just hit the emergency power off or something? There must be a
Sure.
big red button.
I go in initiative order right now.
Oh,
Okay. I'll just tell them they're attracted to. I'll yell out. They're attracted to power. They're attracted to.
So, well, JT's running in right now.
It doesn't really matter because the sirens are going on. So yelling probably didn't have
exactly. Why don't you give me now? Again, you can use computers to boot up the computer and try and access it and turn off that siren, or you can use mechanics to try and sabotage it, or engineering to sort of fuck up the power flow to it. What do you want to do, JT?
I'm going to look for the emergency power off.
There's
Is there a big red button or a big?
There's not going to be a hit button stop thing. You guys have been tearing this thing apart in varying degrees. So those are your three options: is access the computer, which will take you one more round, a mechanics check, or an engineering check.
Of an engineering check to find the main circuit breaker. Then
Sure,
there must be something in there to pull.
Exactly. Yeah. So it won't be a button. This will be you finding. You're affecting the same thing. It's just it's not as straightforward as just
Yeah, presumably there's a panel I'm going to pull off and then just a big breaker. So that's an engineering check.
Yes, please. Nice. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Phew, the klaxon is now silent.
Yeah, I did find the big red switch.
Yeah. You're like,
Look, it's here.
Big red switch. There's no hit the thing and so you guys are silent. So all you hear now is the sound of the trees and then the hooting and hollering of these things up looking down at you. And let's just refresh our memory here what these creepy little things look like as well.
I'm going to call out on the comm channel. I suggest everyone get in the building and see if they go away.
Yeah, sounds as good a plan as any.
hang on, let me move
power
this
down
up.
our electronics.
Now, I was thinking about that when you said the comm. I don't think the comms are working because of the jam signal. Like, you're going to have to be talking to each other,
Yeah.
Well, I'll shout out to Tom and Kasaba. I'm not sure Voldan would be able to hear me.
Oh, yeah, they can definitely hear you now. Now that the siren's off, they can absolutely hear you. So what are you guys doing then? JT has suggested get inside. Get inside.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
Not sure I'm over here with the computers and stuff.
Anyway,
Are we still in rounds, or are we just doing this narratively?
Well, it looks like Kisvatha and Voldan are still outside. Was that what you guys intended?
Well, I wasn't too certain if we were acting in rounds or not yet.
No, you can. You just well, we're not worried about rounds just yet.
All right.
So
Okay,
I
I'm
would
also
just
going to pull out of my pack the healing serum
Well,
and offer it to Zakros.
Okay.
yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much. But I want to, I take it, and then I take a break to recover my.
I don't think you have a chance just yet.
Stamina. I'll wait.
Yeah, 'cause you're waiting to see what's
So how do
happening.
you actually do healing? Actually, can you click on the thing and?
If you click on your token and then just hit plus whatever, and hit enter, that will
You don't have a.
count
But how do you roll the hit points you recover?
for.
It's 1d8, isn't it? The healing serum number one.
It could be. I don't know. I'd like. Is it? It should be on. If you've entered it into the roll 20 thing, it should be there. So, Voldan, what do you think? Are you moving in or?
No, I would just like to pick up my gun first.
Yep.
And then just stay at the door. Look at these things. I mean,
Like,
why
are
should
you,
I move inside? I mean,
are you trying to be non-threatening? Are you trying to be threatening? What are you trying to do here?
I can't imagine how I can be non-threatening. So,
So I guess what I'm asking is these things are all screeching and howling down at you. You've like literally torn two of them apart. Is there something you're doing? Like, I don't think you need life sciences to know that there's a degree of like primal dominance that might be going on here. If So if you want to say like make an intimidate check.
Oh yeah, that would be something I could do. Yeah, I
Okay.
could just take one of those corpses and throw it in the air or something.
I'll give you +2 to the intimidate check for that. That's grim.
So where's my character sheet again? So intimidate.
While you're getting that, picture Voldan's voice being like, hissing and lizard-like, or more like roaring, kind of dragon in.
No, more like roaring. And this is with +2. There is no +2. So
There's
16.
16. Okay, so you pick it up and toss it out, and there's this. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Do I have it? I do. Look at this. My insistence in appealing to every one of your senses. Let's see here. Does this work? Yes, it will. Hot diggity damn. So again, unfortunately, the folks at home, you're not going to hear this, but this is what, as a rough approximation of Voldan's Veskian, get the fuck out of here. At that, which echoes out wow, through the trees, one by one, these things disappear off into the trees and it's sort of that like there's one last one left that kind of like it's kind of snapping at you, and it tosses an electric lance up in the air, but it's the alpha of the pack trying to demonstrate dominance, even though you've clearly demonstrated it for them. And you guys find yourself alone. Now, that gives us an
actually, Zakros is a mystic, so he can heal himself. Actually,
yeah. I just wanted to tell you that. Please keep the healing serum. We need it. Maybe if I'm not able anymore. So I heal myself.
I've forgotten which role you were in.
Yeah, I do a healing channel, and I concentrate and I touch the hurt parts with my hands, and they get healed immediately. Like nice. I heal. It costs a resolve point, and I heal 2d8 hit points. So that heals my hit point, and then I have to spend a resolve point to heal my stamina points. Is that right? So
it's 10 minutes to do that, but you got plenty of time to do that. So anybody who has taken stamina damage, you can feel free to take. You'll have the time to spend spend one resolve point and regain all of your stamina. In addition, Zakros, the injury to your chest, the injury to your neck, those are now.
Okay, so I'm
no longer exhausted. You're no longer suffering that missed chance.
That's it.
Whew. So, what are you guys doing next then?
Reloading.
Yes.
I'm doing that while the others were taking the 10-minute rest. I noticed it doesn't keep track of the shots fired on the character sheet, does it?
Not automatically, no.
No.
Okay.
Hang on, I have to roll the healing channel because I got 3 hit points damage. So I roll for, where is it? Healing channel. Okay. No, I have to do it manually.
Okay, you know what? Actually, this gives me an opportunity. If you open up your character sheet, Tom, go into the description of that spell or the ability under healing channel.
Yeah.
You see where it says 2d8 hit points? Right after that, put down 2 open square brackets, like open square bracket, open square bracket.
Yeah.
Then put 2d8. And then put close square bracket, and it will roll it for you the next time you click on that.
Okay.
Let's see if that works.
Yeah, hang on.
That's a lot of healing, too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it costs I can heal all of us. Actually, if I do it as a full action, I can heal all of us.
Oh, that's cool.
With one go. Yeah. Okay. Now I click it again and see what happens. Oh, sorry, there was something else.
Energy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Look at that. And let's take the better result. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
need all much healing, I guess, but
Okay.
good.
Thank you very much. All right.
Okay. So you guys are back to, you've managed to sort of bind your wounds, your burns. Whew. So it seems that Nikondas does have some, active fauna here. What are you guys going to do? You still haven't actually accessed the computer yet, so you're free to maybe try that.
Yeah, should we try another round of the computer?
Let's give that another shot.
I think it was the power that sort of drew them to it.
Those aren't coming back. Just do the computer stuff, this time in the right way.
Hold on, you get a Nova point for that. That's great. All right. So then,
Okay, so you
actual
want me to
roll?
do
Who is
that?
going to aid? I'll let two of you guys aid.
Who wants to take the role? I can always help.
I'll
think
do
it's
it.
on- yeah.
Okay.
I'll sit down
I'll
and
Okay. So then,
while you're having a 10-minute rest, I'll double check it.
okay. So Kesbath. Hey, you know what? Actually, with I can't remember if there's taking 20s in the game, but I'll let you. This is not a. Oh yeah, that's great. This is not a corporate bank computer or something like that. This is just a basic anyone can access this thing. It's a scientific outpost in the middle of fucking nowhere. So you get this thing open, you get it active, and here's what you access is an awful lot of scientific data. It seems to be in relation to botany. A lot of the stuff deals with native herbs. So there's a lot of the kind of, this would be the type of outpost that would be like trying to find medicines in the Amazon kind of thing. This is documenting and tracking a lot of the particular herb growth that is in this region. This region also seems to be particularly overgrown as well too, which allows that kind of foliage to actually grow, or those kind of plants to actually grow. There's also some personal notes in there too. What they reference is, one of the things they reference is the hobgars. And you see that the most recent record is a reminder to turn off all equipment when gone to avoid attracting the hobgars. There's also...
Couldn't see that earlier.
Sorry?
We couldn't see that earlier.
No, well, you guys were on the computer. So, I think it's to be honest, with how skilled you guys are, it's probably that like you went into it expecting this thing to be like Fort Knox, and it's actually like a rickety wooden shack. So you're like, we're going to be very careful going in here. We're going to overplan. And it's like the password is password, So the other two bits of information that are of interest here is that the botanists have discovered enormous simian footprints in the mud near the outpost, but there's been no sign of what has created them. And by enormous, they mean like significantly larger than man. There's a bit of discussion about like how it's not the hobgars because it's not, and there's probably some images as well too of these footprints. And there's one of these, human botanists next to the thing going kind of like, selfie style of like, look at this thing, and the footprint itself is about like this person could easily like sit in it and have their entire body within this footprint. The other bit of information that is of interest is the last entry is dated about 35 days ago. There's been no further entries, and it seems like the records in here do seem to be, the log entries do seem to come about every week or so. So there was a more regular series of entries up until about 35 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So who is checking this computer?
That would have been JT is the one who's actually at the computer.
Yeah. JT, could you find out whether we can eat these things?
I think
I
that
might be able to help with that, but I don't think we want to.
good. Let me check its hold on, its stats. No, these are non-sentients, or at best partial. It'd be like eating a monkey. So,
Very hairy monkey.
yeah. I mean, Voldan is a giant carnivorous lizard, so I imagine he would have no qualms about that. The rest of the guys, I don't know.
Just as good,
I'll pass.
just as well, none of us is a mark boy.
What? So what are you going to do, guys?
So the last entry, what does it say? Does it say no contact from HQ going back to check, or?
Nope. The last one was probably the one about the what do you call it?
All right. So there's no.
Yeah, they just
No sign that anything went funny, and then they were going to look at something. Okay.
There's no indication.
Presumably, they must have then come here for their regular thing and gone back, and then whatever happened.
You do have a
presumably these Lanty.
For this post. There's an actual, like they call it the herb garden, you know, and but on official documents, it is listed as botany 2B.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys thinking? That's strange. No one seems to have been out here in a month. Still communications blackout. It's as a suspected, Kesvata. Yeah, the infosphere link for this is not connecting with the one at Madelon's Landing. But one of you guys would be able to check it. It's physically intact. Like there's no physical hardware problem here. It's just the likely the signal preventing it from.
How long did it take to get here from the ship? So how long would we take if we walked through Madelon's Landing?
So from here, so there's a couple of factors that would play into that. It was only about 3/4 of a mile to get here. It took you about an hour, but that's partly because it was so tough going. However, the journal that you read, that suggests that this is just the most overgrown area. Like you really picked the worst area to try and get through, so it might be easier going, making your way closer to Madelon's Landing. At that rate, you probably could get there at the longest 4 hours. You know, it'd be 4 hours of hiking. If you are finding it easier going, it could be as little as like 2.5. So somewhere between about 2.5 hours and 4 hours.
So let's go hiking.
Do we want to go back to the ship and rest up and go out in the early morning?
No, I think
we didn't decide what time of day we landed.
The sun was going down a bit, or seemed lower in the sky. I'm going to say you probably could travel in and still get there with daylight. Yeah,
So
I mean,
it would be.
Yeah.
Well, there are advantages to turning up at dusk, I suppose, if we want to be sneaky and have a look.
Yeah.
But obviously, not everyone is as good at seeing in the dark as I, and some of us are.
I'm assuming for the people who aren't, probably have like flashlights or.
The flashlights are
I've got
built in your
a
armor.
couple of torches spare.
Sorry to interrupt. The communication unit is built in your helmet, and there's a flashlight as well in every armor.
Oh, I didn't know about the helmet flashlight. All right.
Yeah.
But the comm units, I don't think that aren't working.
Yep.
We're having to sort of talk.
Yeah, you have to be within, as far away as they can actually hear your voice.
Let me see.
So what do you think, guys? Head on towards Madelon's Landing or back to the ship?
I say go for the landing. I mean, otherwise we just have to come back and do the same hike again tomorrow.
Yeah. Just
So
go
is the
for
docking
it.
station on the way, or do we have to backtrack and then walk to Madelon's Landing?
You can. So I think probably one of the things you can pick up from another bit of information, and I'll fill this out on your sheet between now and next session. Let's go over here. You've actually got names of the different camps here now too, and they are starting at the top there. This one here. Did I bring you guys over here? I did. Great. This one at the very top, the northernmost one, is called Botany 2C. This one over here is Botany 2A. This is BTEP, B-T-E-P, BTEP 3, BTEP 2, BTEP 1. And I think, I'm trying to think if there would be... you're trained in life sciences, right, Brent?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be able to infer Botany Camp 2A, the one up here, is a base for studying mountain plants and lichen. And the one over here, B2B, is to study the symbiotic growth of the native trees in a particularly dense section of forest.
All right.
Oh, so that's where you guys are. 2C is the one that's studying herbs. No, that's not that. I got this
We're
backwards.
down here, right? Or, that's why I'm
These ones are all mines. There,
all right.
and there. You have some names as well, too, if you want. This ranger, the mountain range, is called the Blue Tin Range. And this region over here is called Lightning Lake.
Oh.
And then over here, this set of hills, that is called the Whispering Hills.
Sorry, Kevin, what's the blue dot that's in between the rivers way up in the mountains?
Those are all mines.
Oh, okay. You only pinged the first bottom three.
Yeah, BTEP 4, BTEP 3, BTEP 2. Whoops, here we go. And BTEP 1.
Do you have a list of staff on those? Are any of them staffed all the time?
You can infer from the name entries. There's not like a log in there, but there's probably about 3 botanists whose names appear over and over and over again in it. There's 2 humans and a Lashunta. What's the plan, guys? One thing I should say is you do not see Sedona's name referenced in these logs whatsoever.
Yeah. I think let's go for Madelon's Landing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So why don't I think Voldan? Let's get back to the marching order here.
Yeah.
We've dealt with the first bit of Hobgars here. I'll get rid of the boom. Shack's gone.
Yeah, I'm in front. Yeah.
I think this was how you guys had it before. Is that right?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So let's check and see what happens. All right. So you guys are traveling. Let's see. I said it would take about 2.5 to 4 hours. So let's do this here. Okay. You guys have been traveling for about 2.5 hours. And that's when you hear the sound of something moving in the trees again. And it's the same sort of screeching and calling that you heard before. Now, you guys now know what the sounds of these things are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do anything to prepare? They seem to be coming in your direction.
Damn it, I should have taken one with me. So.
I'm going to turn off my comm unit to try and reduce my electronic signature.
Okay.
And I'm going to step maybe to...
Then turn and stare awkwardly at the android.
In that case, I'll go away from the android, who might well be a... Don't worry, Tom. When they come for you, we'll shoot them off.
Okay.
Tom will draw his pistol.
I'll get my gun out, by the way.
Okay.
And those of you with
from behind you guys
probably aren't as good at that might want to do that now.
Yeah.
So these guys are coming from over here, guys.
They come from over here.
Oh, in that case, I'll move up to about here.
Okay. Okay. Zakros and Kesvatha, anything you guys want to do?
I'll use that cover.
I stay close to Vuldan.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I was just wanting to move over there. So you okay? Clever. So
All right.
there's still blood on me, or isn't there?
Probably, unless you walk it off. Yeah.
No, never.
Yeah, never. People are catching you. Captain Voldan, stop licking it. I'm not.
Yeah. So
Right.
probably I'm just I'm the bloody mess I am. I could just walk over there. I'm a giant lizard and just roar.
And try and intimidate him? Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right, so then it sounds like you are readying an action for when you see them, you're going to roar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else readying an action? You don't need to tell me what it is. Just if you are, have it in your mind what you're going to do if you see one of these things.
Readying in action.
Yeah.
I pull my guns and wait.
Okay. So then,
From the
as
other
you
direction.
guys are sitting there, the sound of them gets a little louder. They seem to be getting closer. They seem to be feeling upon you. And I'll turn it down so we can hear each other again. And yeah, bursting out of the trees, going down are these things. Bump, 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 bum. But first thing is first, Voldan, would you kindly give me another intimidate check? You get +2. 14. 14 against these things, so it would be a DC of 10 plus half their hit dice, or their is that what it is? 10 or 15? Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what the DC is for this particular skill. Intimidate, demoralize, 10 plus their total intimidate skill bonus, or 15 plus half of their CR. Now, you have not made use of any of your
Nova point. Yeah, I would do that. So
go ahead and check. Let's see, here we go.
Hey!
So once again, these things burst out. They seem to be, hurtling towards you, thinking there's going to be an easy threat, and then they screech and howl and kind of like, when like a dog tries to run in one direction and immediately changes in the other, and there's that sprawling like shit. Every one of these things does that. That like, no, and they all go scrambling off into the forest. Boom. No more Hobgar attack. So the rest of you guys are all sort of, you had your weapons out, I'm guessing, and getting ready, and then you see Voldan just stomps forward, and there's that and they go scrambling off. Now, what does Voldan say?
Yeah. We should have done it the first time. Yeah.
There's no big deal. Of course, goes back to the head of the line. Okay, so you guys are making your way along the trail here. Let me just do one thing. Oh, sorry, I think I got you guys in the wrong order here. That's the correct marching order, right?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure. In the event that anything, untoward befalls you guys, I don't want to be the one to blame for the order that you've put yourself in. These were all freely.
Was JT behind Vuldan?
Okay.
I was in the middle, I guess, but it doesn't matter really.
Oh, were you? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where did you want to be here? Let's see. What is the act? That's the correct order there? Or is JT behind Voldan?
JT was behind Voldan last time.
Okay, so we go.
Can you give me 5 minutes? I just need to.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we're about to wrap up here as well. So let me reveal something dramatic while he's off. Okay, so let's just take a moment and think about what is going through your characters' minds here, guys. Like, what are you thinking about on this 3-hour hike?
I think I want to go back to Absalom Station. I thought I liked this, but I hate it. I hate this place. I hate monkeys.
Understandably.
Everything is related to lightning. Lightning Lake. These monkeys have lightning. The bugs have lightning.
Yeah. And you're
Mm.
probably seeing more evidence of that too. There's like you're probably passing, you know, a tree and it's got like, you know, these are all coniferous trees, so they're like pine cones, but you can see like Tesla coil type like things running along the length of the pine cones, and you're just shaking your head as you pass this. And it's when you guys are you think you're getting close to it, where Alice sort of appears to tell you, Tom, you're getting closer. And she's sort of like jumping up and down and clapping her hands in excitement.
Nice.
But it's in that, again, like disquieting, creepy kind of way, not the like charming, childlike way. So it's around then when, let's see here, those drones come down and blow you all up. No.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is a particularly thick bit of area that you were moving through. And let me just move you over to a different map here. Boom. So you guys are moving along. You've been pushing your way through the undergrowth. You found a place where you can, you've got a clearer way to make your way forward without having to like actually, climb through a bush. On your left side, there is this incline that goes up about between, depending on the area, 7.5 and 10 feet, roughly. There's still, again, like more of this unusual, there's pollen that you can see drifting through the fog that seems to like, there's single, very like, razor thin kind of little arcs of lightning that kind of to one and then to the other. It seems like it's getting later in the day. And you guys are, let me see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And let me move you over here. Oops, wrong layer. That's where you guys are when you're pushing through into this kind of clearing here where there finally is a little bit of an opening. And you are shocked to find. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4 fully armored and armed soldiers come stepping out looking like this.
Huh.
I want their suit.
Glowing kind of, lavender eyes, that coppery skin, and you sort of look, I think, Zakros, because you rolled well before, you can recognize these features as distinctly Aslanti.
Mm-hmm.
And you all have a moment to kind of, you all do this looking, you weren't expecting to find each other. And we'll roll initiative in 2 weeks' time.
Nice.
So, let me get out of the screen here, and then I'll make with the outro. Exit game here, and we'll stop sharing. Wow. So you guys have made contact with the Aslanti Empire now, so that's a plus.
All right.
First step towards being against the Aeon Throne. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for session 3 of our Against the Aeon Throne Starfinder campaign. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session or the game, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will endeavor to return or get back to you in a timely fashion. I should say that, but I've actually been falling quite behind in returning responses, so I will endeavor to be more timely in my responses if you leave a response. In addition, you may note that there is a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we are running on the channel. It's something where we've paired up with the SOS Children's Villages International charity. If you click through the link, you can learn all about the Heroes Save Villages campaign and the different rewards we have, as well as you can learn about SOS Children's Villages and the very good work they do to help out children living in very, very difficult circumstances. It's not obligatory by any means, but if you enjoy the content on the channel, you enjoyed the session, I just ask that you consider clicking through, learning more about the campaign. Any money donated goes completely to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it's eaten up by any middleman or by the channel. So anyway, last but not least, I want to thank my players. So guys, Brent, Ingolf, James, Tom, and Mo, thank you so much for playing today, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for
All right. So then until next time, folks, thanks again for watching and happy gaming.